First of all, let me get this off my chest. Can you imagine if we call Ting Yun Cloud Stopper? Or Jing Liu as Mirror Flow? How about Fu Xuan as Mysterious Symbol? Do you see my point here? Honestly, if Ting Yun was named Cloud Stopper instead, it would have been one of the dumbest things I've seen, and I see my own reflection every day. Sparkle just doesn't sit right with me. I will still begrudgingly call her Sparkle, but just so you know, she will always be Hanabi in my heart. Before I went on a side quest talking about character names, let me give the answer to your question. Yes. Yes, she is as tall as one Bellabach heater. Oh, and yeah, she is 100% worth pulling for. But there are some reasons to justify skipping Sparkle. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. As always, aesthetics or mechanics, if you like the character, pull first, questions later. Let's talk about Sparkle. Sparkle is unbelievably versatile. She is like the MSG seasoning in Honkai Star Rail. If you throw her into any team, she'll make that team better. But do keep in mind, some teams do benefit more with Sparkle on the team, such as Imagine Dragon QQ and Mona Quantum. The main reason being this. Picture this scenario for me. The battle starts. It's your QQ's turn. You use her skill, it failed. Your first thought, well, it happens. Then you use her skill again, it failed. You take a deep breath, and you think to yourself, ain't no way it can fail 3 times in a row. With that conviction, you use her skill again. It failed. So you rage quit and come back to it a few hours later. With Sparkle, this situation should never occur. Sparkle's ult recovers 4 SP. With her technique to start the battle, it gives an additional 3 SP. That is about 7 SP that Sparkle can generate for your team in the first few turns. If you're still able to run out of SP with Sparkle on your team, then I don't know what to say. Moving on to Jing Yuan and Topaz. Jing Yuan should have been renamed Jing Yuan and Lightning Lord because Lightning Lord is the kid who did all the work on the group project. Jing Yuan just shows up on the day of the presentation to write down his name. One of the more annoying things to deal with Jing Yuan is that certain buffs don't last long enough to benefit both Jing Yuan and Lightning Lord. Bronya's skills comes to mind since the damage buff from her skill only lasts for 1 turn. Meaning Lightning Lord does not get that damage percent buff from her skill. Sparkle doesn't have this issue because all of her buffs last for 2 turns. This means Jing Yuan and Topaz won't have to worry about Lightning Lord and Numbi not getting the buffs from Sparkle. Moving on to SP efficient damage dealers like Blade and Jing Liu. Can Blade and Jing Liu activate 3 stacks at once on Sparkle's talent? No, they can't. But the thing is, they don't need to. As long as someone on the team uses SP, it will count towards Sparkle's talent. Having Sparkle on the team will allow you to run more SP hungry characters such as Huohuo and Bronya. You can constantly use their skills every turn without having to worry about running out of SP. As for any other damage dealers that I haven't mentioned specifically, ask yourself this question. Do I want a Bronya-like character that also has SP recovery? Sparkle isn't going to be the best Harmony character for every single damage dealer. She's not a 100% best match with everyone. For instance, you would still want Ruan Mei in your double DPS comps, but Sparkle is such a nice fit in any team. Just for the fact that SP recovery is a rare mechanic, I don't know which team can say no to more SP. Plus, she certainly generates way more than Hanya. I still remember when the game didn't have a single 5-star Harmony character other than Bronya. Now we have the option to choose between Sparkle, Ruan Mei, and Bronya. So how does Sparkle stack up against their competitions? Let me start with the elephant in the room. Sparkle versus Bronya. I don't think I need to explain why 100% action advance is stronger than 50% action advance. Bronya having cleanse on her skill is a game changer since not every sustain character has CC removal / prevention. Bronya's damage buff on her skill only lasts for 1 turn, 2 if she's E6. While Sparkle's damage buff on her skill lasts for 2 turns at E0. That's crazy because I know for a fact that some of you don't even have E1 Bronya, let alone E6. And it being 2 turns means that it allows you to use Sparkle with teams such as Jing Yuan and Topaz who has summoned units. Bronya's crit damage and attack buffs are tied to her ult, while Sparkle's isn't. Sparkle has more consistent uptime on her ult buff because it's tied to her talent which activates whenever an ally uses SP. The most glaring differences between the two ults is that Sparkle provides SP and a lower number buff, while Bronya is giving out a very high boost in the form of crit damage percent and attack percent increase. Finally, by design, Sparkle is going to provide more buffs to teams with quantum characters. A maximum of 30% quantum damage is quite nice. I know the segment is meant to compare Bronya and Sparkle, but hear me out. No one is going to stop us from running Bronya and Sparkle together. Who says Seela is only allowed to pair up with Bronya? Why can't they just have a three-way? Anyways, if Bronya is a green apple and Sparkle is a red apple, then Ruan Mei is a watermelon. They don't share many similarities, is what I'm trying to get at. The key difference is that Ruan Mei's buffs are tied to her own turn count. This is very critical to point out because she is the only character that allows your damage dealers to retain Ruan Mei's various buffs regardless of how many times they attack, as long as all within Ruan Mei's 3 turns. It's difficult to compare weakness breaking and SP recovery. It's really up to you. Both of these are rare traits to have for characters. So instead of trying to compare an apple to a watermelon, let me go over a few teams that prefer Sparkle over Ruan Mei and vice versa. For teams that have high SP consumption damage dealers, I'd say Sparkle is the better choice. She generates 4 SP with her ult and 3 with her technique. Then when you use SP, your team gets buffs from Sparkle. It's an infinite loop. Get SP, use SP, get buffs. For teams with double damage dealers, I would say Ruan Mei is the better choice. All her buffs are team-wide, and turn count is dependent on Ruan Mei herself. I do need to point out that Sparkle's buffs do work on characters with summons like Jing Yuan and Topaz, unlike Bronya's skill. I personally favor Ruan Mei and dot teams over Sparkle because crit damage buff doesn't do anything for dot teams. But that's just a small nitpick on my end. If you value the other parts of Sparkle's kit, then go for it. Overall, both Ruan Mei and Sparkle are providing different services. They aren't overlapping, so it becomes a situation of what do you need on your team. Sparkle got as many red flags as a game of Minesweeper. Red flags everywhere. Her feature viability is not one of them. Sparkle is set to thrive for the foreseeable future in my opinion. While Sparkle isn't going to be the most suitable support for every single damage dealer in the game, she is versatile enough to be able to thrive within any team. While characters like Ruan Mei is more suitable for a double DPS team, but double DPS teams will also devour SP at a fast rate. If you don't have Ruan Mei, then Sparkle can fill in that role. There may be a Harmony character in the future who is more suitable for follow-up attack comms, but as of right now, Sparkle can fill that need. Sparkle's damage buffs are on her skill, which lasts long enough for Lightning Lord and Numbi. Most importantly, SP manipulation is a rare trait to have. Hanya is the only other character to have SP recovery, but let's face it, Sparkle is clearly the better choice. I didn't even bother to include Hanya in the comparison portion of the video because Sparkle already looks better in the eye test. I'm talking about the gameplay eye test, not whatever you're thinking about. As for numbers, well, 4 SP is greater than 2 SP, isn't it? Finally, let me put it this way. We have Bronya, Ruan Mei, and Sparkle. That's already 3 Harmony. There might be a 4th and a 5th one on the horizon, but maybe that was a dream of mine. Anyways, after all that, I'm pretty sure Hoyo will slow down the production of Harmony characters, since we already have so many. Oh, and in case you're curious, I will attempt to get Sparkle, but I won't dig too deep into my gem reserves. I will pull until I get a 5-star. If I see a hunt symbol followed by a certain young man, then I will cry myself to sleep. But I won't lose sleep over it. I have an E2 Bronya and an E2 Ruan Mei. I'm satisfied with the Harmony characters I already have. Acheron is 2.1, Sam might be 2.2. That's speculation by the way. I have to plan accordingly. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye.